Today in crypto, the Bitcoin honey badger has been unleashed. The market is absolutely raging right now. Bitcoin is up over 12% today. It's just incredible watching all of this play out. Right now, we are just so much closer to hitting $20,000 than a lot of people realize. The market is looking incredibly bullish. I also have two altcoins to put on your radar at the end of the video, so do make sure to watch to the end to find out about those coins. My name is Lark, and this is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and all of the latest happening out here in the wild, wild land of crypto. So let's talk about Bitcoin and just wow, Bitcoin, this is crazy. Bitcoin is going just full honey badger mode right now. It feels good, especially happening at this particular time. So instead of tanking during all of this election madness, Bitcoin is pumping mega hard. This just shows how incredibly strong the market is. Just look at this daily candle. Isn't it just glorious? It's a beautiful thing. Bitcoin is currently working on just a serious breakout here. We have absolutely smashed the high watermark from 2019. That's like, $1,500 ago now. And we are quickly approaching the next key levels of resistance. $16,000, that is the next target. In fact, we could even break that today. And by the time you watch this video, we might have already smashed 16,000. But there's a line of resistance. We could expect a slowing down there. After that, we have $19,330 to watch, and then the big psychological barrier of $20,000. To break the resistance of $16,000, we only need a couple of percent move higher. Again, that's at the time of recording this video. It could already be over $16,000 by the time you watch this. $20,000 is around 30% away from here. Tantalizingly close to these numbers. However, it could still take a few weeks to break over the $20,000 barrier. But when Bitcoin starts running like this, it can do some really big moves much faster than expected. In fact, Bitcoin just straight up crushed that resistance around $14,000. Bitcoin has also now beaten another important psychological barrier, having closed more than 100 days above $10,000. That's just incredibly powerful stuff. With all the macro stuff going on, Bitcoin just raging for 100 days straight. By the way, if you are trading these markets right now, then you need to check out this insane promo happening over at Bybit. You can get up to a $500 trading bonus right now. All you need to do to get the bonus is to make a Bitcoin deposit and then enter the code WIN500 on the Rewards Hub page. Now this is available to both new and existing users, so if you already have an account you can get this, but if you do need a Bybit account, then there is a link down in the description that you can use to get signed up. Okay, now as exciting as this really big price run is, we always have to understand that these kind of big moves, these big price runs, they don't last forever, which is probably not what you want to hear right now. Remember a few weeks ago when I discussed when Bitcoin crosses over the 50-day moving average that it usually results in around a 42% price pump? Well, where is Bitcoin right now? It's around 43 to 44%, so right in that area. That's since breaking the 50-day moving average a few weeks ago. Now look, 42%, that's only an average, and that does not necessarily mean that the price is going to correct here based on that rather arbitrary number. If we go back, 4 or 5 crosses previously, there was an 82% pump after crossing the 50-day moving average, but it does provide some food for thought for you. The relative strength index is also in strong overbought territory right now. Now, on average, the RSI is only overbought for around 10 days at a time. We are now 17 days into strong overbought territory. In fact, this is the third longest run since the start of 2017 for the RSI in this overbought status. Now, I bring this up because you must remember that at some point, Bitcoin will chill. It could just start moving sideways, hit some strong resistance, and we could even see a correction happening. Now, this is likely to happen sooner than later if we consider the RSI now in such a long stretch of being overbought. Also, I want to share this chart with you. It's called the Market Value to Realized Value Index. Each time the index has surged above 8.9% over the past year, a selling opportunity then emerged. Now, this indicator recently entered the danger zone and is currently hovering around 13.5%. And look, you guys know how super bullish I am on Bitcoin. This is just seeing the price action today. It's just such a validation for everything we've gone through with the bear market. But I do bring up these points just to provide you with a simple reminder that no market goes straight up forever. No asset goes straight up forever. There will be pullbacks. So when the pullback happens, that's the question, right? But I just want to give you this reminder, keep your heads screwed on straight. Don't let the FOMO conquer you. So just, keep that in mind. Anyway, how am I playing the market right now? Well, all of the election crazy has kept me on the sidelines trading wise. In hindsight, that was obviously a bad call, but you can't catch every trade, and I'm totally okay to sit things out if I'm protecting my capital. I have, however, been buying this week for my long-term bags. Luckily, I bought some Bitcoin before today's big pump, but basically this week's been my usual stuff. Bitcoin dollar cost averaging, so buying a little bit of Bitcoin, throwing it in the hardware wallet. I bought some more Ethereum for the first time in actually a while, so that's a nice little bit to add to my stack. I also bought some more Polkadot. I'm super bullish on Polkadot and just kind of averaging into a big position over time on that. But what about you? What have you been buying this week? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, moving on, Grayscale has seen its largest weekly accumulation of Bitcoin ever, and this is just unreal. They added almost 16,000 Bitcoin to their balance sheet last week. Miners only produced 6,300 Bitcoin last week. That's insane. This means that Grayscale, just one frickin' entity, bought 2.5 times more Bitcoin than was produced last week. Mega bullish, and obviously a very clear sign of institutional interest in Bitcoin. Remember, 80% of Grayscale's customers, they are institutional players like hedge funds. There is a serious amount of FOMO happening right now in the big money circles. This is very clear evidence of that. It's also part of the reason why Bitcoin is soaring right now. There's so much demand, it's outstripping the new supply and, of course, gobbling up stuff on exchanges. The big money herd, they're showing up right now. They are the big buyers driving the market at the moment. Grayscale is on track to control around 5% of the entire Bitcoin circulating supply by the end of 2021, which is insane. The number of Bitcoin addresses holding at least one Bitcoin has just hit a new all-time high of 824,193. The previous high was in September, meaning that we are seeing investor confidence growing strong again as the price increases more and more. People are FOMOing in and buying Bitcoin. We can also see some very strong evidence here of the heavy accumulation by looking at the on-exchange balance for Bitcoin. Now, this balance across exchanges has seen more than 560,000 Bitcoin leaving exchanges since the big crash in March. As we get more and more confirmation of the bull market, this trend has been accelerating with just insane amounts of Bitcoin being withdrawn in just the last few weeks. I've seen a really big acceleration happening even in the last couple of days. BINANCE, for example, saw its biggest Bitcoin outflow in history on November 3rd, according to data from CryptoQuant. A total of 58,861 Bitcoin were withdrawn on a single day from Binance. This means that there is some incredible accumulation happening right now. This is happening by the Bitcoin whales who are increasing their stacks. It's also happening by the institutions and, yes, also retail traders. But Google Trends for Bitcoin have not really picked up significantly yet, meaning that this market is currently being driven by the whales and the institutions, and we do have a very small and very relevant, obviously, contingent of retail buyers, but they are definitely in the minority right now in terms of the money coming into the market Now this chart here shows the Q3 earnings of Square's Cash App. They actually sold $1.63 billion worth of Bitcoin to their customers in Q3. Now that's an 86% increase over Q2. And that's all retail. That's all retail, right? So obviously that's relevant, but the retail herd, they have not really shown up in force yet. I mean, late 2017, that was the herd showing up. Right now, the water hole, it's starting to get a bit crowded, but it's not crazy yet. So just wait. We're way away from peak FOMO. I do maintain too that we still have probably around a year or so before we see the top like really blowing off in the market, getting those insane just parabolic peaks. And it's not just Bitcoin, obviously. I think this is important to point out. Yesterday, nearly 10% of Binance's entire Ethereum supply was withdrawn. This lines up with the confirmation of big Grayscale purchases of Ethereum, meaning that accumulation in anticipation of ETH 2.0 is happening and that people are interested in the second most prominent cryptocurrency asset. In fact, Grayscale just hit $1 billion of assets under management for their Ethereum trust, which obviously says that there's a big institutional interest for Ethereum. Ethereum is also making a very strong showing on the back of the ETH 2.0 announcement yesterday. Right now, Ethereum is challenging the zone of resistance, which you can see here in the green rectangle on the chart. Now, that nice test and bounce off of the 100-day moving average this week has put us in a very nice position for Ethereum to push higher and to test and break those zones of resistance. Now, if Ethereum manages to close above $420, then we could be heading back to $500 real quick. I maintain that Ethereum, it is going to lead the major altcoin rally, and that rally will come. We are going to see 100x gains on a lot of altcoins moving forward. Bitcoin, it is dominating the conversation right now. This could go on for a bit longer, but this wave, it'll top out like all cycles do. Bitcoin will come down for a correction, altcoins will boom, then the cycle will repeat over until we hit the parabolic top in about a year. And when that does, altcoins are going to start moving big time. The evidence is really quite simple. I mean, Grayscale passed $1 billion worth of Ethereum under management, means institutions are buying Ethereum. PayPal is offering 4 cryptocurrencies, including Ethereum, with more crypto promised later. They're not a Bitcoin-only company. DBS, the biggest bank in Southeast Asia, is going to be offering multiple coins to their customers. These things are going with all those fiat on-ramps coming. Well, Bitcoin, it's the big boy. It's not the only thing in the market, which brings me to the final point of the conversation today. Altcoins. Anyone holding altcoins right now, I feel like you need a hug, you need a beer. It's going to be okay. Well, maybe not for all altcoins, but for a lot of altcoins, it's going to be okay. It's been a brutal few weeks, and there's no sugarcoating just how savage the altcoin market can be. Those 60, 70, 80, 90% losses, that's no fun. Not any fun for anybody. But in spite of the eye-watering losses, altcoins are not dead. DeFi is not dead. NFTs are not dead. On the contrary, this is just the first major correction at the start of the bull market for the altcoin space. We're going to see massive pumps. There's 2 new projects I have invested in and you may want to have on your radar as well. These are Bonded Finance and Terra Virtua. Now let's go ahead and talk about Bonded Finance first. Now Bonded is being created in order to facilitate the launching of what are really more exotic financial products into DeFi. Particularly, they're looking at kind of experimental high yield products. Now the intention here is to continually just push the bounds of open finance and what is possible and what can be done in this space. The token itself, it's a governance token, but what's interesting is that it allows holders to earn passive income via fees and liquidations and loans and all that kind of stuff that happens on the platform. So it's one of those revenue generating tokens. Bonded Finance as well has just teamed up with Matic. And of course, Matic has just been everywhere recently. It's very interesting to see what's been going on with them. Bonded Finance is doing an initial DEX offering starting on the 15th. So if you are interested in that, go do your diligence. And if it's something you're interested in, that's a cool chance to score some tokens for anyone looking at token sales to get into at this time. And the other project I want to let you know about is Terra Virtua. Now, NFTs have been just massive, totally massive this year. They made a big storming comeback. And to be honest, the digital collectible space, it's only just really starting to grow. And Terra, it's definitely one to have on your radar. It's working with just some incredibly massive names, including Legendary Films and Paramount Pictures. Now, they own the IP to some of the biggest franchises in the world. Terra will offer a fully immersive collectible experience for these different brands, leveraging AR and VR technology with digital galleries, as well as gaming integrations via their partnership with Unreal and Unity, who are just both incredibly big in the gaming world. Terra has just finished a big funding round as well, and while we do not yet have a firm date for the public sale, this is definitely one to be keeping on your radar for when it does come to the market. Anyway, I wanted to mention these coins because opportunity, it's knocking at the door every single day in this market. You just need to be looking with the right eyes. There's great opportunities in altcoins. There's great opportunities in trading and investing. And it's a very exciting market to be in, but you have to be open enough to see all the opportunities in front of you. Anyway, your question for today, and that's the question I asked a bit earlier. What cryptocurrency are you buying this week? Like I said, I bought Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Polkadot this week, but I would love to know, what are you buying right now? Let me know down below in the comments section. Thank you for watching today's video. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.